Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law with attorney Larry Forman. Folks, today we are going to cover the top 3 moments of the trial that have happened this past week. Now, unfortunately, we can't even do a top 5, let alone forget a top 10. Nothing has significantly happened this week. Not only because it's a short week, but of course, the one, or possibly even 2 clips that are going to come from the same witness, Shanon Burgess. Oh my God, this guy. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable, this man. How do you even testify like that about your lack of degree? Oh, folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about, buckle up. It's about to get interesting. So, without further ado, I give you the top 3 moments of the Karen Reed trial in Canton, Massachusetts, Norfolk County, from the week of May 9th to May 21st, 2025. Enjoy.
And what is that document?
So this document appears to be my CV.
And is that a fair and accurate document?
It appears to be.
It says Bachelor of General Science in Mathematics and Business Administration, University of Alabama - Birmingham, Alabama - currently pursuing. Did I read that correctly?
You did read that correctly.
So in those 2 exhibits, your 2 CVs in front of you, am I correct that the first one is November 2024 and the second one is April 2025?
Yes, that appears to be correct.
In both of those CVs, you indicate that you have not yet earned a bachelor's degree.
That is correct.
And you certainly have not earned a Bachelor of Science degree in any educational field according to those 2 CVs, right?
Correct.
Wait. So he's a high school graduate? And again, nothing against high school graduates, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of very, very, very smart and talented people who hold nothing more than a high school degree. They may even hold an elementary school degree. They never even went to high school. I've met them, and they're brilliant folks. But this guy is presenting himself out as an expert in a field of science and or mathematics, and this is the guy that rewrote his report. Oh my God, it makes so much sense now. It just clicked. He is the one who decided to rewrite his entire report because he doesn't know what he's doing.
And in fact, as you sit here today,
so exciting.
You do not possess any bachelor's degree.
Correct.
And the reason, as you state, is because that bachelor's degree is currently pending. That's the term you use.
So I use currently pursuing.
Currently
pursuing means you're taking classes actively.
Pursuing, yes. You have a public profile
No
that's
way.
published on
No way.
Aperture's website, correct?
No way.
Yes, I do.
And it's in the form of a biography page?
No way.
Yes, I believe so.
And that biography page has your education listed?
Very possible, yes.
You recognize that document?
Yes, I do.
And indeed, that is the bio page that's published on Aperture's website, correct?
That is what it appears to be, yes.
I'd like to turn your focus to the bottom of education head. It states, am I correct, sir, BS, Mathematics, and Business Administration.
It does state that, yes.
And there is no qualification that's currently pending. It states BS in Mathematics and Business Administration, correct?
That's what it states there, yes.
And you do not have a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Business Administration, do you?
No, I do not.
My God.
And if you click on the hyperlink for your CV on that same website, do you know where that hyperlink takes you?
No, I do not.
To any member of the public reading this, including prosecutor, a defense attorney, a judge, or a jury, that represents that you received your Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Business Administration, does it not?
Objection. Wait, why? Why? Why is that sustained? That was a valid question. That is a direct question. You lied, sir.
Aperture is a client of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts in this case, right?
Correct.
So is it fair to say that your CV, especially when it's published on a LinkedIn or published on a website, is something that is published to intend to have, especially if you're in the private sector, have clients view and retain your services. That's a hope and an expectation, correct?
Yes, that is part of it.
Do you recognize that document, sir?
Yes, it appears to be a screenshot of my LinkedIn account.
You recognize this as a fair and accurate depiction of your personal LinkedIn page with the exception of what you just mentioned, correct?
Correct.
Did you draft that document that's represented as Exhibit WW?
I have drafted that over time, yes.
So this guy deceived Brennan and Lally and Morrissey about his education. He said, I hold these degrees. But on his real CV, he is currently pursuing, I don't hold these degrees. That's a lie. That's deception. Caught.
Attention to the printout of your personal LinkedIn page, and go right to the second page, bottom. And under education, it says University of Alabama at Birmingham. It's got a little UAB acronym there. And it says Bachelor of Science, B period, S period, comma, Applied Mathematics and Scientific Computation, 2016-2018. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, I do.
That's not correct, is it?
No, it's not.
What?
And you do not hold a BS in a Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Scientific Computation from the University of Alabama at Birmingham, do you?
I do not. And that would have been, at that time, an expected graduation date?
Oh, so you shoulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda graduated 2016 to 2018, but you never finished. So you decided, you know what? I'm just gonna lie to everybody and get away with it because no one's ever gonna catch this. What a dum-dum, bro.
It would be expected, you state.
Correct.
It would be another word for, another word currently pursuing? Is that similar to expecting?
Sure, that could be similar.
But you know how to put currently pursuing down, don't you, sir? Because you did it on the first few CVs, but you don't have it on your LinkedIn page. Am I correct?
Correct. That's probably because obviously that has not been updated in quite some time.
It is your responsibility as the holder of the CV, the LinkedIn page, to make sure it is current and not outdated. If you are going to put out there that I am expected to graduate 2016 to 2018, and it is now 2025, and you haven't updated that, that's on you. Because you bear the sole responsibility of making sure that your information is current. Yeah, this is your responsibility, Burgess. Your failure to update, you have deceived the Commonwealth. You lied to Brennan about your credentials, man. It does not get lower than this. I mean, lying on a report, everybody does it. Making facts up on the report, everybody does it. Embellishing facts in your report, everybody does it. Changing the facts in your report, some people do it. But to lie about your foundation? So I was an adjunct professor at the University of Alabama from 2017 to 2019. Mr. Burgess, you never taught as an adjunct professor at the University of Alabama 2017 to 2019, have you? Nope. Just made it up, put it on there, thought it looked good. Meh. Is this guy for real? Is this the real life? Wow.
It's your LinkedIn page, correct?
I get selective notifications when people view my LinkedIn page.
So you know people
Selective.
are looking at your LinkedIn page. You know people are looking at your education. And you have down here 2016 to 2018. So that time period is 7 years old
7
from 2018. Yet you use the 2016 to 2018 on your LinkedIn page.
Oh my God, this guy.
Correct?
Correct. With the caveat that my understanding is people look at your posts, not specifically the profile information.
Wait, whoa. That's your excuse? People just look at my photo and they see that's a beautiful man. I want to hire a beautiful man like Shanon Burgess. Nobody looks at the education portion of it or the jobs that you've done in the past or the places you've worked. Nah, that's all not important. The important thing is my name and my phone number and my email. That's all they need to know. The jury is probably looking at him right now and they are hating him. They hate him because he is supposed to be an expert and he's starting off with a lie. This man is a deceiver and I have proof of it, and he's admitting to it. That's it. Hook, line, sinker. The jury hates this guy. He wasted their time. There is nothing more catastrophic for a lawyer, a judge, or a witness in a jury trial. Remember this. I'm speaking from experience.
As you sit here today, do you believe that this investigation, now I'm going to turn to this investigation,
Ooh, here we go.
was conducted with professionalism, with competence, at the highest level of integrity?
This investigation was conducted professionally, with integrity, and all the evidence collected, all the statements collected, pointed in one direction. There was no bias influence on the evidence, on the information that was collected, or which direction the investigation pointed naturally.
Former Trooper Michael Proctor was the person who was the assigned case agent, the lead case agent in this particular investigation, correct?
Michael Proctor was the case officer for this investigation.
He was assigned, ultimately, to use another phrase, as the lead investigator, wasn't he?
Come on.
I'm not
Buchanan.
going to agree with you.
Really?
Is there a reason that you want to try to distance yourself from naming Michael Proctor as the lead investigator?
Good question.
Is there some reason?
I am not trying to distance myself.
Yes, you
All I'm
are.
saying is the term that I use is the case officer. We're simply case managers. There's no leading investigation in any direction.
Liar.
So, in your mind, well, let me ask you this. It's a case officer.
In the report, in the Department of State Police report, Michael Proctor, and I quote, I'm going to read from the report, when they found him guilty and discharged him from duty from the Massachusetts State Police forever, they wrote, Trooper Proctor, on various dates between January 29, 2022 and August 17, 2022, a 7-month period, did fail to conform to the work standards established for the member's rank, title, or position, and or did fail to take appropriate action on the occasion of a crime, disorder, or other condition deserving state police attention. This occurred when Trooper Proctor, while assigned as the lead investigator in a homicide investigation, sent derogatory, defamatory, disparaging, and or otherwise inappropriate text messages about a suspect, Karen Reed, in that investigation to other individuals, Bukhenik and others. This action is a direct violation of Article 5.8.2, and this is a Class A violation which merited not suspension, not leave, paid or unpaid, but disbarred from the Massachusetts State Police. You know, it's the wrong word, but it just sounds so good. Fired is another way. Discharged from duties forever is another great phrase. He can't say it. He can't agree with his own governing agency? What is that? How is that?
Be an investigator, right? He's a detective, an investigator, right?
He is a detective, yes.
And he was the one who was assigned by the Massachusetts State Police because of his on-call status that night, or that morning, January 29, 2022. He was assigned to the case, correct?
Michael,
Yes or no? Assigned to the case. That's all I'm asking.
well, you said a lot before that,
No,
so
I didn't. I said he was assigned to the case. What I said before that was January 29, 2022. He was assigned by the Massachusetts State Police as the case officer for this case, correct?
no.
No.
Who was?
What?
He was assigned to be on call a month prior. Just because he was on call, he was assigned the case as a result. He was not assigned the case right there and then, because his assignment began much earlier in the day.
Sergeant, we can do this all day, I suppose. He was on call.
He
on
was.
January 29, correct?
He was.
Because he was on call, any case that happened to come in would be assigned to whom?
To the on-call trooper that's
Who
on the schedule.
was?
It was whom?
Michael
It
Proctor.
was Michael Proctor.
There you go. That's a good boy.
Let me just ask you this. Do you believe that Michael Proctor, his involvement in this case, taints the investigation?
Yes.
Tainted the investigation?
No.
Yes.
Not at all.
The investigation was done with honor, integrity, and all the evidence pointed in one direction only.
Honor and integrity by Michael Proctor?
Was that a question? I'm sorry.
Sure is. Everything I say is a question. Honor and integrity by Michael Proctor, Sergeant?
He's processing. He's trying to come up with an
Sustained
answer.
comment. Go ahead and ask it again, Mr.
I'll ask it
Jackson.
again. You said honor and integrity. Honor and integrity by Michael Proctor.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
The investigation was conducted with honor and integrity, and all the evidence pointed in one direction and one direction only.
So, Sergeant,
It's like a broken radio.
You don't want to answer my question, correct?
I will answer your question, absolutely.
Do you think this case was handled with honor and integrity by Michael Proctor, Sergeant?
The investigation was handled with integrity by Michael Proctor.
Oh, okay. Wow. Really?
You do know that he touched or had input in nearly every part of this case, obviously, as the case officer, correct?
He managed the case.
So he had some input or had some connection to nearly every part of the case, be it the physical evidence, the search warrants, the interviews, things of that nature.
He was one of the involved
Oh my
with
God.
collecting evidence, conducting interviews.
Somebody please
and,
shoot me.
Signing affidavits for the search warrants.
He didn't take a minor role.
Before I have an aneurysm, I'm going to take a pause and I'll say, don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. This guy, I swear to God, what is wrong with this man? I know so many things. That famous photo of Karen Reed's father pointing directly to him at the top of the stairs as he's walking up. Oh, so bone chilling. I'm legitimately getting chills just thinking about it. Hopefully my editor will splice that in there and show you guys. Shout out to my editor who is working round the clock. He's working overtime making these videos. Love you, bro. Truly. Without you, there is no Attorney Larry Forman on YouTube. This guy is so unbelievable. It's the only word I have. He is not a good person. He's just not a good person. He's a bad man. That is a low compliment. Or not compliment. I guess it's a low remark. You know, we used to value things. Now we have curse words and we throw around. Back in the day, if you said about somebody 100 years ago, they are not a good person, everybody knew what that meant. There was no need to go further, especially if you meant it sincerely. If somebody's just trying to throw shade, hey, it's not a good person. Okay, yeah, I got you. Go over there. I'm not interested, Husky. But if somebody's like, hey, listen, I just need to tell you something. Watch out for that guy. He is not a good person. You would listen. You'd go, oh, I better watch out. That's not a good person. This is not a good person.
Case. He had a major role in this case. Would you at least agree with that?
He had a role that was more significant than others. A major role would, to me, suggest that he had 51% or more. And with a team of the size that we had working on this case, he did not have a major role.
So you believe, as you sit here today, your testimony is Michael Proctor did not have a major role in this investigation of Commonwealth versus Karen Reed because he didn't have 51% of something? That's your testimony?
That's the way I understand it, yes.
Okay.
I am in physical pain, and the jury hears and reads all of that, folks. Don't be misled. Don't be mistaken.
Your goal was to create a timeline, correct?
Correct.
Have you ever talked to Judson Welcher, your colleague, about this case at all?
I have vaguely, yes.
Did Dr. Welcher ever tell you, your colleague, why he wanted to use that data for his purposes?
For reconstructing a timeline.
And for reconstructing a timeline and picking a time for what you now call a text stream event, correct? You knew that's what he was doing.
Correct, for a timeline, yes.
Right, so you knew that for the 11/62/2 text stream event, he was going to use your analysis back in January of 2025 to try to pinpoint that text stream event 11/62/2, correct?
That is correct.
You knew that.
Yes.
And you know that he used that data to select a specific range for that text stream 11/62/2 text stream event, correct?
I don't know if select would be the right. I understand
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're saying. Yes.
Oh,
What
yeah.
term would you use?
Sure. So based on the data, he's identifying the time approximately when that event would have occurred.
Wait. Identifying or manufacturing? Big difference, Burgess.
Do you know the purpose of the 11/62/2 text stream event in the analysis performed by your firm?
No, Dr. Welcher, I do not.
So you performed your analysis
What?
And all these timelines that you talked about on direct without knowing
Yeah!
what Dr. Welcher was going to do with that data?
No, so sorry.
Oh
I
my
misspoke.
God.
So it would be to
You liar.
timeline the time and date, or to put a time and date with when that text stream trigger would have occurred.
Exactly.
So you knew!
So you knew what the purpose
Yes!
was of your work
Correct.
with regard to Dr. Welcher's.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
And isn't Dr. Welcher's work on the 1162?
You can't hide behind the veil of, oh, I misunderstood. You know exactly what you are doing. You're trying to recreate a case from the ground up by changing the facts, manufacturing the evidence, and fabricating what actually happened. Don't play games, Burgess. You know what you're doing, and you know what Welcher is doing, and you're both in cahoots, and you're both getting exposed.
Did anybody from the Commonwealth ask you in your January 30th, 2025 report to not discuss your work in connection with the text stream 1162.1 and the 1162.2 events?
No.
But you didn't discuss that, meaning the 1162.1 and 1162.2 events, in your first report in January 30th, did you?
That was not part of my report, correct?
But you did delve into that, and pretty heavily, in your May 8th report, correct?
Correct.
And you delved into that pretty heavily in the middle of this trial, correct?
Correct.
So after the trial, do you know the trial started around April 22nd?
Oh,
in this case?
God.
Yes.
Oh, my God. You guys, prepare yourselves for a absolute annihilation. I have not seen this before, but I can already tell Alessi is about to rip this dude's head off of his shoulders. Let's watch this together. Oh, God. I'm so excited.
Around, yes, generally.
So let's do the timeline on this.
Yeah.
January 30th, 2025, you prepare your initial report, correct?
Correct.
In that initial report, you mentioned nothing about text stream event 1162.1, correct?
Correct.
In that report, you mentioned nothing about text stream event 1162.2, correct?
Correct.
The trial starts April 22nd, correct?
Correct.
Roughly.
Generally.
No, the trial in this case, this trial, about April 22nd, after the trial starts and after witnesses, of course, are appearing, you prepare another report, correct?
Correct.
And that's your May 8th report,
Correct.
right in the middle of this trial.
Correct.
And right in the middle of this trial, you enlarge the number for the 21 to 29 range. That's bigger than what it was in your first report, correct?
No, that is not correct.
Well, you changed the number, don't you?
No, I did not change the number.
Well,
Yes.
let's go back to see exactly what you did, sir.
Sure.
I'm like Scooby right now. I'm like, Brr? So May 8th, you just resubmitted the exact same report, Burgess? We all know you didn't. He just doesn't want to admit it. Alessi, get him! Get him, dog!
Let's start with the basics. You said on direct examination, sir, that you prepared your May 8th report on your own initiative. Those were your words on your direct testimony, correct?
Correct.
Wait, pause. Already? That is one of the biggest red flags I think I have ever heard of in my entire life. This man prepares a report January 30, 2025. I believe he prepared a report last year. Maybe not. I don't remember. I know Welcher testified 100% because I did both of his direct and cross last year and this year. I'm like 99% sure this guy testified last year as well. So, but he recreates, submits a report January 30th, 4 months ago almost. Fine. Okay. And now all of a sudden, sua sponte, which is Latin for of his own accord, without any prompting, nobody requests it, nobody says, hey, Burgess, do this, go forth and create. He just sits there randomly scratching his chin one day and going, with that, because he's not allowed to listen to testimony and watch this trial, just of his own accord, sitting there one day, scratching his Chin. I should amend my report. Yeah, I should amend my report. 2 weeks after the trial has begun. More than 2.5. I do not buy it for 1 second. Let's see how this guy tries to justify it.
I'm going to read the first line of your May 8th, 2025 report.
Wow,
Okay.
already.
Do you have it in front of you, sir?
I do, yes.
It starts, Dear Mr. Brennan. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Pursuant to your request. That's the request you're referring to of Mr. Brennan, correct?
Correct.
I have completed an additional analysis concerning the above referenced matter.
Oh my God.
To formulate opinions, the following additional items were reviewed. This wasn't done on your initiative. You put in writing you did it at the request of Mr. Brennan. Which is it?
So that was on my own initiative. This is a holdover, so a copy and paste from my original report.
You're explaining the May 8th report in your language pursuant to your request as a cut and paste from a previous report?
Yes, I am.
Do you cut and paste important information from one report to the other without checking it for accuracy?
I copy and paste certain portions.
Do you ever review what you cut and paste to see if it's accurate?
Yes.
You didn't review it this time,
Not
though,
this
did
time.
you, sir?
No, I did not think it was significant.
Oh, you don't think it's significant, sir, that the matter is in the middle of a trial and there's a request for a new report after testimony has occurred in that trial? You don't think that's important?
Objection.
Why did you prepare the new report then?
Sure. So there was a claim from a PowerPoint presentation by Mr. DeSogra of trying to adjust clock syncs or making clock adjustments based on the synchronization of certain events. That was produced in March. Upon reviewing that, my initial thoughts were to address that in testimony. But as I was preparing for trial, I made the decision that it needed to be better addressed in a supplemental report.
But you understand.
That is a bold-faced lie. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't, like, my brain is like, what is happening? Brennan, pursuant to your request. Oh, it's just a copy and paste job. Oopsie daisy. I did this on my own. Does anybody believe him? Look, by the way, for the record, remember, so far, every single piece that we've done of Burgess, he has not even so much as glimpsed at the jury because he is terrified of how they're staring him down, I'm certain of it, and he knows it's going to throw him off. When your theory of the case is dog crap and you need to, like, modify things and change things and make things fit into, like, a square, peg into a round hole or whatever you want to call it, this is what you get. You get Burgess. People like Burgess who are just, look, I'll say whatever you want, just pay me, and I'll say anything that you want. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. I hope that was fun. I mean, oh my God, Shanon, I just cannot get enough of that guy. He is one of the most incompetent expert witnesses that the world has ever seen, and I have dubbed him the #1 most incompetent expert witness of the 21st century. Right now, he is gonna hold the crown, and he's probably gonna hold the crown for quite some time. So, folks, I thank you all for joining. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. If you need a lawyer, 1-844-774-HURT. I currently represent, at least from those of you who know publicly, Bao Nguyen and Tom CPU in Massachusetts. And, folks, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.